At the end of this lecture, you should have an understanding of tablespaces in PostgreSQL. A tablespace is a location on the disk where PostgreSQL stores data files containing database objects such as your indexes and tables. PostgreSQL uses a tablespace to map logical name to a physical location on the disk. So if you check the disk location of your tablespace, you should see some files in the directory. There are two default tablespaces that come with PostgreSQL. You have the PG default tablespace as well as the PG_global tablespace. These two tablespaces are automatically created when the database cluster is initialized. PG global tablespace is used for shared system catalogs. The PG_default tablespace is the default tablespace for the template 1 and the template 0 databases. So pretty much when you're creating a database, if you don't change the template database or specify the tablespace location, the default tablespace will be that of the PG default tablespace. Once a tablespace is created, any database can use that tablespace, given that the user has sufficient privilege to access it. This means that a tablespace cannot be dropped unless all the objects in the database using that tablespace have been removed. So tablespaces pretty much allows you to control the disk layout of your PostgreSQL database files. So there are two main advantages of using tablespaces. The first is if the initial partition or disk where the cluster is initialized is out of space, you can create a new tablespace on a different partition. However, once this partition is created, it doesn't automatically solve your problem. You'd have to move an entire database or couple large index or table to this tablespace to free up some space in the initial tablespace that is running out of space. The second advantage is that when you have multiple tablespace, right, and you analyze your database and you see that this a specific table or index is accessed frequently, you can now put that index or table on a separate solid state disk to improve performance. Or you can also put rarely accessed data or archived data on a separate partition which contains slower disk or cheaper storage. If you're familiar with Oracle tablespaces, particularly small file tablespaces, and your tablespace is full, you can add another data file. However, this is not the case with Postgres. You would have to extend the underlying file system, right? However, it is similar to the big file tablespace in Oracle, where you can only have one file in the tablespace. If the file system runs out of space that holds a large file, you'd have to expand the file system to be able to allocate more space to the tablespace. Unlike the small file tablespace, you can add a data file and add it to another mount point or drive. In the next lecture, we're going to be taking a look at how you can create a tablespace.